Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome once again to QI. Tonight on the panel we have four people who look uncannily like someone else. Please welcome Tony Blair, Tommy Cooper, Ruby Wax.
I am so pleased to be here. I just really, I am so pleased.
And Alan Davis. Well, you do. In certain lights, you do. All right, Brian May, then. So, we start this evening with a dictionary theme. D for dictionary. So the buzzers are in alphabetical order too. Ronnie, give us an A. A B, please, Rory. A C, please. And a D. Thank you. A, of course, is for Alan. So, Alan, where's the best place to start writing a dictionary?
With, I would say at the A's.
Well, it seems in lexicography, the art of dictionary writing, they like to start with M.
Oh.
The theory is that they've got their eye in by the time they get to A.
So you mean the M's are probably rubbish?
That means they started with the I, then?
A, no. When I said I meant E-Y-E, and you thought,
yeah.
possibly for comic effect, but if so, disastrously, that I was saying I. That wasn't what was happening at all. It was completely something else. It was one of those laughable misunderstandings, and I used the word laughable quite wrongly. So, anyway, from dictionaries, we turn and plunge into the heart of darkness. Name, if you can, the subject of the 3-volume book whose first volume is entitled The Long Years of Obscurity.
The career of Phil Collins.
I did a show once with Phil Collins. Well, not just me and him. There was like loads of people on. And he did a song called Where's My Hat? And he was wearing his hat throughout. It was ridiculous. Do another song, it's rubbish.
Is this book about the word obscurity before it got famous? How it was beaten by its adjective father and left on the doorstep, abandoned by his mother, and then it was the only noun growing up in a house of verbs.
Is it?
The verbs were always going out, doing lovely things, because they're doing words, and poor old obscurity was stuck inside, suffering from asthma. And then after school, it was surrounded by quotation marks and got beaten up terribly. And then one day it entered into a reality TV show, and it became very famous, and it was much in demand and used to describe all the people that leave Big Brother house.
That's brilliant. Absolutely amazing. God, I wish that were true, Ronnie. I really do.
Is it Chairman Mao?
It's not Chairman Mao, The Long Years of Obscurity. It begins with D. It's got 2 Ds in it, in fact. That's your clue.
The double diamond. The double deckers.
It's the sort of thing that railway enthusiasts, they always try and make their steam trains sound more exotic than they
that's
are.
very odd. Railways.
I actually know this, because it is my local station. It's about Didcot.
It is about Didcot. How extraordinary you knew that.
Well, Didcot is only a station because the people of Abingdon are so snooty, they decided we can't have a station, don't want a station, all that noise, all this steam, all that sort of stuff. So the local Lord Wantage said, no, we won't have it, we'll have it up the road in Didcot. So they built a station next to the power station you see there, which is the 3rd worst eyesore in the country. It was a country life thing. Do you know what the first one was?
People, public people, working class.
Nearly, because
Poorly groomed servants. The ill-bred ponies. That Blair fellow.
If I find out you've been intercepting my mail, I should... let us know what was.
Wind farms. It was wind farms.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But the power station was designed by the same guy that did Liverpool Cathedral, so...
You must have some points for knowing about Didcot.
Do I get a little point for the railway?
You get 5 points for the railway and your astonishingly moving story about the early abuse suffered by the word obscurity. You also get the telephone number of a therapist. So, no, wonderful.
Too little, too late, Steve.
A Didcot, though, is the small, oddly shaped bit of card which a ticket inspector cuts out of a ticket with his clipper for no apparent reason. It's a little-known fact that the confetti at Princess Margaret's wedding was made up of thousands of Didcots collected by inspectors on the royal train. That is...
That's lovely.
Princess Margaret just got the second best of bloody everything.
Yeah. I'm
Let's
afraid...
get some Didcots together for the girl.
It's not number one on a young girl's wish list. A big white wedding, lots of Didcots.
That particular fact I gave you is not so much a fact as a made-up thing.
Oh!
It comes from the book The Meaning of Life, which, oddly enough, was co-written by Douglas Adams and the producer of this programme, and he somehow smuggled it onto my card. Anyway, there you are. Didcot does have, and this is so typical of Didcot, the second oldest yew tree in the country. Not the oldest, no, the second oldest. 1,600 years old, though. That's quite an old yew.
Third ugliest, second oldest,
Yeah.
always the bridesmaid, Didcot.
Anyway, from Didcot, the Gdansk of Oxfordshire, to the Booby people of Bioko. What can't the Booby people of Bioko do in the dark?
See very well. I would imagine.
I want something that's specific to the boobies.
Go to the lav.
Can't go to the lavatory in the dark.
No, they're scared of it.
Well, the fact is, yes, the Isle of Bioko used to be called Fernando Po, spelt poo, but pronounced Po. Do you know where Bioko is, the island?
Equatorial New Guinea.
Equatorial Guinea is the right answer. 5 points, that's very good. I'd never heard of it. I'm impressed. There it is. There's Equatorial Guinea, and it belongs to it. It's in that sort of bight there. And the Bube make up about 10%. There are 40,000 of them.
They sound like the sort of tribe that those old, intrepid, colonial-type women travellers that you hear on desert island discs used to stay at. Yes, I stayed with the Boobies for 3 years. Happy, happy days, really. And, you know, they look so wonderful in their bright colours, and I get so terribly annoyed the way they're patronised and their attributes dismissed. It is very hard to wear yellow well, you know.
It's rather bizarre because, oddly enough, the information we have about the Boobies not being able to do this thing that they can't do at night comes from one of the great female explorers of our times.
Talk, eat, sing, walk, climb.
So, the first one you said?
Talk. They can't
Yes.
talk at night?
No, because their talking is mostly gesture.
Ah.
They can't see what they're saying.
So they could talk about each other behind their backs.
Yes.
So you talking about me?
But the great Mary Kingsley, who was the sister of...
I learned it all from the Boobies in there.
But this was a... Mary Kingsley, writing in 1897, the sister of Charles Kingsley, who gave us the water babies. This is her description of her encounter with a crocodile.
Get Ronnie to read it.
I will get Ronnie to read it. It's the bottom one there. I've highlighted it in pink.
Yes, that's right. He chose to go and get his front paws over the stem of my canoe. Over the stern of my canoe, rather, should I say. I haven't got my glasses, so sorry. And endeavoured to improve our acquaintance, and I had to retire to the bows and fetch him a clip on the snout with a paddle.
That's it. That's the way.
These women, they always have this extraordinary oppressive story. It always finishes up with, yes, I was interned in some ghastly camp, quite brimming over with typhus, survived on nothing but an ostrich egg for 4 years.
If you read the Telegraph obituaries, they're full of those sorts of people.
They're wonderful.
All retired army officers. Spent the war underground.
That's right. There was an extraordinary Scottish peer who had one of those weird double titles, like Lord Elgin and Duncan. And he was an extraordinary hero because he was the only man, apart from General Roberts, ever to be a Knight of the Garter and to have won a VC. And he described in his obituary how he dropped the second part of his title in the 1960s or early 70s when social fashions and acceptability was beginning to change, and he arrived at a dinner and he looked at the place cards to see who was sitting next to him, and he saw his own place card said Lord Elgin, and then to see who was next to him, he just saw Duncan. Someone had said, who's coming to the... Well, we've got Lord Elgin and Duncan. He said, where are we going to put Duncan? Oh, dear. We'll put him next to him. He'll be happier there. Do you, those strange women on Desert Island Discs, did you ever hear Dinah Mosley?
No, she liked a bit of Wagner.
She did like Wagner, but she liked Hitler and met him many times. She said, well, what people don't understand is how funny he was. He was very funny. You know, his eyes were quite blue. Oh, yes, they were quite blue.
Makes it all right.
Quite blue. One scene never forgotten. Well, that's all right, then. Dinah Mosley was a Mitford girl, of course, and then married Oswald Mosley, the fascist. I met her, and she said to me, of course, you never knew Hitler, did you? Extraordinary. Extraordinary thing to say.
I once pleasured a donkey to buy dinner in Belgium.
They're really highly sexist women. There was, I first crossed the Gobi Desert when I was 75, and that's when I met Abdul, who was 50 years my junior, but went at it like a rabbit, always on the ground.
Curved like a scimitar it was. Anyway... That's right, they can't talk because their language is so dependent on gestures, according to Mary Kingsley in 1897, that they can't communicate meaningfully. They can't see each other, which is slightly worrying because the president is actually from the same tribe, the Booby, so whether he...
It's great when they get a visit from Margaret Beckett as Foreign Secretary, because, of course, she can't move below the neck. Whereas, actually, says Blair's all gestures and all that sort of stuff. People love Booby. And George Bush, he does a lot of that.
He does.
A lot of, you know, he walks as if he's carrying two sheep for some reason. And uses the odd word merkin. You know what merkin is?
Well, it's a chest or pubic wig,
It's a pubic wig. And George Bush uses it all the time in his speeches. I'm proud to be a merkin.
He also beats the Cornish for his dislike of tourism, doesn't he? So we will not put up with tourists. I don't approve of tourists and tourism. War against tourism. So, from the darkness in which the Boobies cannot communicate to Dartmoor. Who owns Dartmoor Prison?
Prince Charles.
You're on sparkling form. He does. There he is. Having a visit. Yes, it belongs to the
Duchy of Cornwall.
Duchy of Cornwall.
Does he have them all making organic yoghurts?
No, he's a snout baron down there.
Norman Stanley Windsor, you are...
Hello, Grouty.
As an ex-jailbird, I can tell you that snout is very, very old hat. Very vieux chapeau.
What do they call it now?
Very vieux chapeau. Burn. Just burn.
Burn?
Yeah. Two's up on your burn.
Two's up on your burn?
Two's up.
I swear I'm getting an erection.
I have to say, when I first arrived in prison, I was a little discombobulated by the entire experience, as you can imagine. You have to give your fingerprints and take your clothes off, and it's all very... It's just like public school. It's lovely. But, the first person came over and said, "Two's up." I said... What? Where? Two's up, mate. Two's up on your burn. Two's up means when you've finished a cigarette, you give it to the guy who's first to say two's up to you, and he gets the right. It's like saying bags have your fag end, basically. And then they collect about 6 of those, and then they make a new cigarette out of them.
Do you think Prince Charles says that to his mum? Two's up on your throne.
Anyway, yes, Prince Charles, or strictly speaking, the Duchy of Cornwall, does indeed own Dartmoor. And while on this subject of royalty and Alan, if you were knighted, what would the Queen say to you?
Arise.
No, she wouldn't.
Are you sure she doesn't say, "No, I'm sorry, I have to draw the line somewhere"?
Oh, very
Well, after his name, for which we'll say Alan, after Alan's name is announced, The knight-elect, Alan, kneels on a knighting stool.
What are the chances?
Never know.
I wouldn't turn it down. I'm not posh.
In front of the Queen, who then lays the sword blade on the knight's right and then left shoulder.
But like that, shit.
That's it. After he has been dubbed, the new knight stands up. Contrary to popular belief, the words "Arise, sir," ... are not used. The Queen then invests the knight with the insignia of the order to which he has been appointed, a star or badge, depending on the order. By tradition, clergy receiving a knighthood. What's the difference when clergy are knighted, if they happen to be?
They kneel on a corgi.
No, there's no sword.
There's no sword. You can't take a sword to a clergyman.
Exactly. No, you'd take a dagger, wouldn't you? Exactly.
A scimitar.
Or an
Small
axe.
arms fire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The strict meaning of the word accolade is the salutation given on the bestowal of a knighthood, from the Latin meaning of an embrace around the neck, around the coll, as in collar. But do you know about degradation? And that's when you have your knighthood taken away. The last public one was in 1621, when Sir Francis Mitchell was found guilty of grievous exactions and had his spurs broken and thrown away, his belt cut and his sword broken over his head, and was then pronounced to be no longer a knight, but a knave.
Oh.
All by the king.
Yeah, it would have been James I, wouldn't it? Yes. Wow.
It's when she did Alan Sugar. Did he go, "You're fired"?
You're degraded. You are a knave. Anyway, now, a cluster of questions about drips, drops and dribbles. And what shape is a raindrop?
Well, doing a shape that I think would be a possible raindrop shape.
You are doing... Oh, dear! You've been doing so well. It's not pear-shaped or tear-shaped.
I'm going to do another one.
Yeah. I don't think we even thought of that one.
No? Should I do a cock and balls?
It will be your coat of arms if you decide to be knighted, won't it?
It's been so long. Perfect circle.
Is the right answer. They are completely spherical. They used to use this thing that gravity made liquid completely spherical. They used to have huge towers. They're called shot towers. There was one in Waterloo until they
Make
built...
shot.
Lead shot, exactly, yeah. Huge one in America, in Baltimore, which was the tallest building in America until they built the Washington Monument. And they literally drop molten lead, and it hits the water, and it's just completely round by the time it hits the water. It seems extraordinary. You'd think when it hit the water, it'd get flattened, but maybe someone will write it and explain, but not to me. And ball bearings and various other things have utilised this marvellous fact about liquids turning spherical as they fall. Where might you bump into the world's biggest drip? Hi! No!
The biggest drip is in a cave.
It is in a cave, as
It would be stalactite.
Is the right answer. Well done. Absolutely right. The Gruta Rey de Mato in South America has the biggest of them all.
How big is it?
Vast is the answer.
Thanks for that. How big is it? Oh, very. If I was to quantify its bigness, would be doing it a disservice. Just how bigly big, the vastly big bigness of the dripping thing. I would feet, meters, anything. Throw me a f***ing bone for it.
The answer is actually about 20 metres long.
Thank you.
And they're between 18 and 20,000 years old. And the ones that go up are called...
Stalagmites. We got a G in because they're in the ground. Stalactites are in the ceiling.
I was always taught tights hang down was the thing, but it's... Anyway.
Public school again.
Anyway, we didn't really understand about these things, but anyway.
Fry, put on the 15 denier and see me and my...
Oh, Lord, you don't want me.
What does that mean, anyway, denier? What's that?
It's a unit of sheerness of ladies' underparts.
It's
The stockings are sheer, however sheer they are. It's rated
That's
in
right.
denier. What's the sheerest you can get?
bare legs.
Well, that is very...
No, 10. You can get 10.
That's sheer.
That's sheer. After 30 denier, they go into opaque.
So I see the higher the denier, the less sheer they are.
Yes.
I understand.
Fry, you oaf, those are fishnets.
Yeah, the biggest strip is in the cave of the Forest King, the Gruta Rey del Mato in Brazil. So, can you identify the world's biggest crashing bore?
Is this something to do with the River Severn? It's sort of a tidal wave. It's forced down a narrow inlet against the direction of current.
Yes, absolutely right. It's a bore, and a crashing bore is the term given to a very high bore that crests and foams.
People surf on them.
They do surf on them, and in fact, a man called King from Gloucestershire, he has the world record for surfing, 7.6 miles. It took him over an hour and a half to go up the Severn.
But it can't be the biggest. We never have the biggest of
That's not the biggest.
anything.
No, the biggest, you're quite right, is in China.
Yangtze.
It's not the Yangtze, it's the Tang. The Seine had one. Paris had a very good one. It was called Le Mascaret, but they dredged it in the 60s and the bore stopped happening. Now, where is the largest floater under the sun?
In the office of the Deputy Prime Minister?
Blue whale. Always the blue whale. One day it will be the answer to something.
It hasn't been yet, has it?
That isn't it, then.
No, you've lost a lot of
Largest
points.
floater under the sun is... Well, the sun is gaseous. A gaseous ball.
But under the sun, so not the sun itself.
It might be one of the gas giants. Jupiter, Uranus. What's the other one? Neptune? Saturn?
Saturn is the right answer. Saturn's density is only 70% that of water, and therefore would float if you found a large enough amount of water. Huge amounts of helium and liquid hydrogen and so on. It really is impossible to distinguish its atmosphere from its surface. It's just a great gassy thing, Saturn. Anyway, we'll never go there, at least I won't. Even if I could, I wouldn't. I'd say, no, I'm not going to go there.
You can't get him into Suffolk.
Now, that is true. Anyway, after that astonishing lack of knowledge, except on the part of Alan, for no less a thing than the third largest object in the solar system, we move easily into the orbit of general ignorance. So, palms on mushroomoid buzzers. The current edition of the Oxford English Dictionary, as it happens, lists some 290,000 sparkling words and 615,000 word forms. If you add in all the proper names which dictionaries omit, estimates of the total number of words in our language exceed 3 million. So bear that in mind when I ask you this. How many different kinds of plant are there in the world? Is it more than you think? Fewer than you think? Or about as many as you think?
I can't think. Does that rule me out?
One.
You think there's one type?
It's going to be one, or it's going to be 2 billion. Fewer than I think. Trees,
Yes.
plants, grass. That's it. Trees, flowers, weeds and grass.
Well, the answer is certainly fewer than anybody ever thought. Kew Gardens reckon there are 1 million types of plant. When they look back in the records, almost every single plant has been named 4 times. So there are probably only a quarter as many plants as we thought there once were.
Vegetables.
There are vegetables. Maybe as few as 223,000.
I've lost interest.
Yes, I agree. Now tell us, who fought whom in the Battle of Culloden? Yay.
The Battle of Culloden is quite complicated because it was basically an Italian fought with a Polish accent, with a bunch of Highlanders, some Irish, a few French, fighting some Scottish Lowlanders, English, led by a fat German from Hanover.
It's a very good description of the Battle of Culloden indeed. There were the Campbells and the Rosses and the Grants and the Guns and many of the Lowland families. There were more Scots there beating Prince Charles Edward Stuart than there were English.
It's so weird that these national heroes are not from the place that they're supposed to be. William Wallace was from Kenya. His mother was Maasai. No, not really.
Just for a second, I was going, wow.
David Beckham is definitely from Chinkford.
Yes, that is true. Yeah.
But you see, I was educated in Scotland, and all English history is omitted as a matter of course. The only thing that will be mentioned is Bannockburn.
Yes.
We beat the bastards!
And the irony is, of course, that the Tories have never been voted for in Scotland for the past 20 years, and the Jacobite was a Tory rebellion. It was the Tories who were the pro-Stuart Catholic High Church Anglican party, and it was their fight. And indeed, the Tories were out of power for the next 50 and 60 years in Britain because they were Jacobites.
It led to tartan being
after the first
banned.
rebellion.
You weren't allowed to deep fry pizza anymore?
No.
You're quite right. And they were very savage in the reprisals, and Butcher Cumberland earned his
Cut off
name.
your tongues if you spoke Gaelic.
All
Aye.
prisoners were killed.
Yes.
Do you know what the soldiers were called? The soldiers are called Tommy Lobsters. And also, it was the first battle they were trained to use bayonets for the first time.
You couldn't have a war like that in Scotland now.
Right then.
Smoking ban.
Oh, yeah! Very good indeed. So, Culloden was really more of a local difficulty. It was Highland versus Lowland. It was like Celtic and Rangers. Catholic versus Protestant, essentially. It's
Yes,
that
it
kind of
was.
fight. And it goes on to this day. Will we never learn? Who knows? Religion. Shit it. Anyway.
You're watching The Moral Maze.
There were more Scots in the force which finally defeated Bonnie Prince Charlie than there were in his own army. It was basically a local derby, that's the point. And lastly, what do dolphins drink? Oh, aren't they beautiful?
I bet they don't drink anything.
He's right. They drink nothing. Nothing at all. Excellent. As mammals like us, their kidneys can't process seawater, so they can't certainly drink seawater. And they're a bit far away from fresh water, unless they're two of those rare species in China and South America that are river dolphins. So they just metabolise everything they eat. The fat gives them enough water. But when they haven't eaten enough, then they usually die of dehydration rather than of hunger.
Yeah, I don't know why we haven't realised that before, because there's that...
He's trying to say something.
Put it in
it's
the
a
hole.
primitive
Put it in the hole.
language.
Put it in the hole. Put funnel in the hole.
Funnily enough, in captivity, if you point a hose of fresh water at them, they will drink it. But then they won't eat for 2 days. They can't distinguish hunger from thirst. F off, I'm full.
Well, lots of people...
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people say that they are, in fact, smarter than people. But if they were, wouldn't they be saying that?
The reason dolphins don't drink is because with these, they can't get the fridge open in the supermarket. Dolphin in aisle 4. Round my part, there's a dead dolphin in aisle 4. This keeps happening. He's by the Tizer.
Get the nets out. No, mind the tuna. Don't get them.
Anyway, it must be time for the scores, so let's have a little bit of a look, shall we? I literally do not know what to say. Second equal, with -7, are Rory Bremner, Phill Jupitus and Alan Danis. Which means that our outright winner is first-timer Ronni Ancona with 13! Wow! Well, my fevered thanks go to Phill, Rory, Ronni and Alan. And speaking of what dolphins don't drink, I'll leave you with this topical photograph. Good night.